Stugotz here for Upside.com. I've been talking a lot about Upside.com, telling you it will save your company big on business travel and that you'll get a big gift card every trip you buy. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, in less than 2 minutes, they gave me a few awesome choices on United and American for flights to Chicago that work for me and a bunch of big-name hotels. The first option got me a $200 gift card and saved the company nearly $400. Then they showed me options for a flight an hour earlier or a stay at the same kind of hotel down the block. I'd get even more in gift cards, and the trip cost the company even less. Taking a business trip? You'd be crazy not to use Upside. Upside's the real deal. Got me a gift card for $200. Trust me, go to Upside.com today. Plus, when you use promo code Dan, you are guaranteed to get at least a $200 Amazon gift card your first trip. That's code Dan to get a $200 gift card free. Save big on travel and get a big gift card every trip. See what your next trip is worth today. Upside.com. That's Upside.com. Minimum purchase required. See site for complete details.
This is the best of the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
I want to let you look behind the scenes. I'm sure we'll have breaking basketball news throughout the show today to interrupt the fun that we're having. In fact, go ahead and play the sounder, Mike, that is going to break every time there's breaking NBA news. Greg Monroe has opted in with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Ooh, good decision.
Wow, right, yeah.
Good job, Greg. Yeah, keep that one. Keeping that nucleus together.
I had 17.9 million reasons to opt in.
So as news becomes available, we will give it to you. Dwight Howard has been sent to the Charlotte Hornets, used to be the Charlotte Bobcats. Poor Mark Spears of the Undefeated got a scoop. You know, it's hard to get the scoops when Wojnarowski exists. And so he fired off the scoop. Dwight Howard has been traded to the Charlotte Bobcats. Oh, no. Like, so he got the news, but he got the team that no longer exists. People hate Dwight, man. We'll get to that in a second. But I want to give people a look into the behind the scenes here on our show. Joe Harper is here. He is an intimidating Miami police officer. He's a big man. He's here in a suit. He's here in a tie. And so Stugotz, I just saw Stugotz bald from yesterday's Paul Feinbaum challenge. He was looking straight at Joe Harper's navel and like looking up at him like a 4-year-old would look up at his father. And he was like, Big Joe Harper, what have you ever done? Taunting the lie detector guy, in the words of Donald Sterling being interviewed by Anderson Cooper about Magic Johnson.
What has he done? Can you tell me? Big Magic Johnson, what has he done?
Been saying it to him all morning, man.
But looking up at him, because Joe's a big man. How tall is Joe? Joe is...
Joe's got to be about 6'5",
6'4".
Yeah, 6'4". He's a substantive man, and he's got his lie detector machine, and Stugotz is not a substantive man, and so he's looking up at him the way that a fourth grader would look up at Shaq.
He has a bullet in his neck, Joe Harper.
That's right. We learned that last time. Joe Harper's got a bullet in his neck.
Mm-hmm. And he doesn't find anything that I'm doing or saying amusing. Like,
no, he's not smiling. No, that's what's funny. He's not smiling at any of it. That's what's funny. You're like, Big Joe Harper. And he's like, just hook me up. Let's go. It's like it's as if he's the muscle in one of these movies that is going to interrogate the protagonist. Stugotz is the bald Jason Statham. He's like you know how you've got Mini Kiss? I'm not allowed to call him Midget Kiss anymore, right?
Mini Kiss.
Mini Kiss, little person kiss. What am I supposed to say?
Mini Kiss is
whatever.
fine.
Okay,
Little
Mini Kiss. All right. Stugotz is Mini Statham. Mini Jason Statham yelling at Joe Harper's navel. Bald, Big Joe Harper. So the lie detector begins in 10 minutes. We're going to get Joe Harper in here, bullet in his neck, unsmiling Joe Harper, all 6'4", 6'5" of him. And he's going to bury Stugotz.
Oh, man, this is so bad. I'm nervous.
The questions. How do you feel about the questions? I want to know, how does the shipping container filled with frightened refugees, what are some of the questions that have got you most excited? How many are there that are great questions that you are really looking forward to Stugotz squirming on when he gets hooked up to this lie detector?
In all, we've compiled 55 questions. This is a year of Stugotz lies. Now, obviously, they've been more. We whittled this list down from like about 3,000, but these are 55 55 are the ones we wanted to get answers to the most.
All right, Joe, are you ready? Is Joe Harper intimidating big Joe Harper? Intimidating Joe Harper. Bullet in his neck, Joe Harper. Are you ready, Joe Harper, to bury Stugotz? Like, what do you remember about last year's experience, and how do you feel going into this year's experience? Get a little bit closer to the microphone here.
Actually, stand up, Joe. I think you better show everyone how tall you are.
Really?
Intimidating you are.
I remember it was a good time last year, and it was not too many truthful statements.
Right.
He lied pretty much through his teeth.
Yes.
And that's what I recall.
You said, what do we have to do to break? You said that O.J. Simpson is the worst liar you've ever seen on your lie detector. What needs to happen today for Stugotz to break the record as being the worst liar in the history of your machine?
He has to go to a minus 23.
Okay.
And I don't think that's going to be difficult.
Okay. Well, we will see. All right, good. So Joe Harper is now talking trash. Yes, a minus 23.
Plus minus?
He may have the belt by the end of the day.
Okay. So that is what we're shooting for. The worst liar in the history of Joe Harper's machine.
Was I close to a minus 23 a year ago?
Very close.
Oh, man.
All right.
Oh, no.
All right. Well, let's get Joe situated in here, and let's get him ready because you guys have been waiting. The wait is over. You guys have been waiting for this for a long time. Stugotz gets hooked up to the lie detector. If we have any breaking basketball news, we will bring it to you. People are really mad about what I said on SportsCenter, that Dwight Howard's a Hall of Famer. Gamera, just put that on the poll, even though our sports polls generally mock sports polls. Just put up there, is Dwight Howard a Hall of Famer? Because I feel like you guys just don't like him, and so you're not putting him in the Hall of Fame. You're not allowing for the fact that, A, that basketball Hall of Fame is pretty easy to get into.
Right.
B, if Alonzo Mourning is in the Hall of Fame, Dwight Howard has to be in your Hall of Fame. C, Dwight Howard was really good, excellent, top 5 in the league good before you guys started hating him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a double-double for his career. He's 17 and a half points. He's 13 rebounds a game, a couple of blocks. But here's the thing, Dad. I think any reasonable basketball fan would say Dwight Howard is a Hall of Famer. It just feels like he could have done more. That's all.
Okay.
He started off so well, got to the finals, got through the East, beat LeBron James to get to the NBA Finals, was the best player on that Magic team, and you thought that he was going to go on an incredible run,
but
and it just didn't happen.
but the thing that gets confused, because he was the big man in Orlando, the thing that gets confused is people think of him physically as Shaq, and physically he's LeBron.
Yeah. That's a good point.
So the idea that he was averaging 14 and 15 rebounds a year, leading the league in rebounding, and was the 3-time or 2-time or 3-time defensive player of the year at that size is crazy.
Yep, 6'11".
It's crazy. Well, but not even. He's not 6'11". Dwight Howard's not 6'11".
I imagine Kevin Durant is just as tall, if not taller, than Dwight Howard.
I think Kevin Durant is a good deal. I think Dwight Howard's 6'9". I think Dwight Howard, I'm guessing, you know what? LeBron's been lying about his age for a long time. I'm guessing LeBron weighs more than Dwight Howard. Don't go by listed weight because LeBron's going to be listed at 250, but I think of LeBron as closer to 275, 280.
Well, just want to clear up something. You said LeBron's been lying about his age the whole time?
About his weight.
His weight.
Sorry.
That's what you meant?
Yes, I meant his weight. Thank you.
Dwight's 265, so I'll check LeBron.
Because that'd be a hell of a scoop. Yeah. That'd outdo Mark Spears, no doubt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, put that on the poll. Is LeBron bigger than Dwight Howard? Because I think he is. And I think what has hurt Dwight Howard in the way that he's received is that people expect him to be Shaq because he was the big man in Orlando. But as far as big men go, he's not big.
Right. You're right. LeBron's listed at 250, but you can't go by that. I tend to agree with you. I think LeBron probably weighs more and is bigger than Dwight Howard. But people just expected so much out of Dwight. Right or wrong, they did, Dan, and it didn't turn out. And then he had the whole, Lakers debacle and how we handled that situation, and we just expected more, man.
Oh, I get it. I get why you expected more. I told you, my former girlfriend, I was there to see Stan Van Gundy. Stan Van Gundy thinks Dwight Howard is a Hall of Famer. If he's let go of the stuff with Dwight Howard, if Stan is let go of the stuff with Dwight Howard,
right,
you might want to let go of some of the stuff with Dwight Howard. But I go see Stan Van Gundy one time, and I'm with my girlfriend, and I see she's in front of me, and I've got my back to the locker room, and I see that my girlfriend is smiling at someone who is over my left shoulder. And I turn around to see a smiling and shirtless Dwight Howard, which is about the most intimidating physical body that you can see in terms of perfection if you yourself are not confident in your own beauty. Because you could have parked a motorcycle on those shirtless shoulders of Dwight Howard as he winked and smiled at my lady. I turned around horrified.
It's terrible.
Horrified. Like, what am I going to do? If he wants to dance with my date, he's dancing with my date. What am I going to do? Dance next to him. Hey, Dwight, can I cut in?
I love that visual of Dwight dancing with your girlfriend.
I'm doing the twist next to him. Hey, when can I get in here, Dwight?
Be the only time he boxed out.
That's what? He's a great rebounder. You just went for the joke there. He's
overrated.
Even last year. Didn't he do double-digit rebounds last year even?
Yeah, he's not deserving of the Hall of Fame.
All right, very good.
You play 40 minutes and a guy that big's going to grab some boards.
All right.
How about win?
All right.
Dan Batard.
Stugotz talking about movies is one of the most amazing things you'll ever see. He says he wants to know in a movie's title what a movie's about, and he was just yelping and complaining.
Stugotz.
Well, Dances with Wolves, which is one of the most overrated movies in the history of movie making. The guy never dances with a wolf. If the title of the movie is going to be Dances with Wolves, then I want to see a guy dancing with wolves. Costner never did it.
Right. You're waiting
Soft.
3 hours for a guy to dance with a wolf.
This is the Dan Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Texture writes in, Dwight Howard is 31 and just got traded for Miles Bleeping Plumlee and a second-round pick. It's okay for fans to question his greatness. That's fine. You can question his greatness. I'm telling you that the numbers say he's a Hall of Famer, period. The numbers are not arguable on this. The numbers say that Dwight Howard's a Hall of Famer.
You talk about expectations all the time, though, right? So expectations are everything. You walk into a movie, you think it's going to be great, and chances are it will fall below those expectations. People thought Dwight Howard was going to be something better than 17-13 and no championship.
I know, but this thing with no championships is what ends up being the thing that stains you, especially at the end of his career here as he bounces around 1 year stops everywhere and gets hit with that bad teammate stuff that T.O. has lathered all over him as he doesn't make the Hall of Fame. Josh Smith's numbers are Scottie Pippen's numbers. One of them won. The other one's a laughingstock. Nobody wants to hear about this. Let's talk about Joe Harper. Joe Harper is here. He's got a bullet in his neck. Stugotz is strapped up to, he's got things around his chest. He's got a blood pressure machine around his arm. He's got sensors on his fingers. Joe, give us an update on what it is, all this stuff that is on Stugotz. What's it measuring?
Okay. What the polygraph measures is three basic areas of your physiology. The first one, the attachments on the chest, those are to measure respiration.
Okay.
While you're breathing, and when someone lies, all the smooth muscles around the lungs and the heart contract to protect you. These are features that have been with human beings for 500,000 years, defense mechanisms.
Right.
So when you're threatened, especially with a question, or it could be a lion at the cave door, your body goes into a defensive mode. Now, what happens in respiration, like I said, is the muscles contract around your heart and lungs to protect you. You think you're inhaling the same volume of air, but you're not. So that's identifiable and recordable at that point. So that's one feature of polygraph.
The fingers. What's on his fingers?
Fingertip attachments are the electrodermal response. That's very interesting and very much relevant.
Yeah.
What happens when you're threatened, your skin, your armor, the largest organ in your body, contracts. At that point, when your skin contracts, moisture is emitted from your fingertips. That's recordable on a polygraph. That moisture is designed, they theorize, over the last 500,000 years to protect you from the sense of being able to grab trees and limbs and rocks and bushes to run. If you're threatened, that's the fight-flight holding mechanism. You're able to hold on to things better if your hands are wet, like a baseball. Even the soldiers at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier have wet gloves, so they're able to hold on to that gun at all times. Your fingers are that's identifiable in polygraph.
And the arm?
Moisture. The arm cuff, people think it's blood pressure, but it's really not. When you're threatened, your your heart starts to race. The reason your heart starts to race is to move the blood to the core. You don't need blood in your face and your hands and your legs. You need the blood around the vital organs to blunt force trauma. And the body is designed to do all these things for you. That's why you see people who are threatened sometimes faint from that blood transfer. When they're threatened, they just pass out. Or they turn pale. And
Can we do that, please? I would like Stugotz to pass out because of the intensity of your intimidation. Let's get started here.
so you got a good basis of what we're looking for.
Yes, we have got a scientific study.
Evaluation. Yes.
Yes.
So we're doing 55 questions, and we're sprinkling them 55
let's see how
questions.
It goes. Let's see how it goes. Let's start here with our first
Let me get
question.
in a relaxed position
Yes.
here because this is a breeze.
All
man.
right, let's go.
All right.
This is Joe Harper.
Big Joe Harper.
We've been collecting these lies for the better part of a year of collected lies. Go ahead, Joe. What is your first question for Stugotz?
All right, the first question is, did you really douse yourself with gasoline after leaving a strip club?
Yes.
Bad answer. No, he never did that. I would recommend getting hosed down instead.
What happened? What, already a lie? Why would you lie about that?
You've been telling that lie for years.
That's what the thing is, though. He believes his own lies. Stugotz comes to believe his own lies.
Listen, believe what you want. Believe the lie detector machine. Believe what you want. I'm telling you, I have doused myself with gasoline on the way home from a strip club.
Are you a smoker?
In order to get the smell off him. That does sound something like Stugotz would do. Forget that he's smoking a cigarette while dousing himself with gasoline so he doesn't get in trouble at home.
Man.
Gets the stripper scent off him.
Hose yourself down.
Give us another question, Joe
All right.
Harper.
Sound experienced, Joe.
Did you really confront the Russian dealer on your cruise ship for not being friendly when taking your money?
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
The Russian.
Yeah, I called him the assassin. Yeah,
you're a bad man,
Yeah,
too.
he took all my money, man.
Tough
that
guy.
And did it without smiling, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a habit of doing that.
Third question from Joe Harper.
Do you enjoy doing the show more when Dan is out?
Let me hear that again, Joe, real quick. Just I wasn't
like a
clear on the
spelling
question.
bee.
So you
Yeah.
I can
Like a spelling bee
get my
question.
breathing.
Use it in a
Hold on, it's
sentence.
going to need another one here, right?
Gotta-
Do you enjoy doing the show more when Dan is out?
No.
Bad answer.
Come on! Come on! I mean, when Dominique's here,
What? When Dominique's here, what?
I enjoy it as much. But nothing is as good as what you and I have.
Lies.
Nothing.
Lies.
Man, that's not true. I have to work more,
Joe
man.
Harper's pulling on his collar, but you get more attention. You get to be the star.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you enjoy doing the show more with Mike Golick Jr. than when doing it with Dan?
I can't answer this without offending someone. Big Joe Harper.
Answer the question. Do you enjoy doing it more with Mike Golick than with me?
No.
We're not doing very good today. We're not doing-
Oh, man. I mean, it is Sunday morning. I just have to walk downstairs. It's an easier commute. It's not as much about Golick Jr. as it is. It's just
Stop
17
it!
steps.
Liar!
All right.
Joe Harper, what's the next question?
man.
All right. Were you telling the truth back in October when you said you had recently eaten a hot dog for dinner at a gas station? Taking your life in your hands.
Was I telling the truth? Yes, I was telling the truth.
You must have been very hungry because that's the truth.
Yeah.
at that.
Yes. It's a good
Just
dog.
enough truth sprinkled in to realize that he's lying about everything else.
Just stay away from the gas station sushi. That's,
Dan, are you hurt by any of this, or are we good?
Yes, very wounded.
Oh, sorry.
Joe Harper, what else you got?
all right. Do you watch the WNBA like you claimed?
I love fundamentals. Yes, I do.
Not even close.
Oh, man. I just said that like 2 days ago, man.
Let's close out with two more here,
Two
Joe.
more, Joe.
Two more. Are Sundays really the designated sex night in the Wiener household?
Yes.
It's truthful. Yes.
Yes! Sundays are the
Sunday.
designated sex
Unfortunately,
life.
yes.
Sunday.
This machine is good.
Oh, man.
Who else, baby? Who else is in the club?
All right, the last question. In every hour-long phone call you have had with Mike, just complaining about Dan? Is every hour-long phone call?
Is every hour-long phone call that you have with me, Stugotz, just you complaining about Dan?
That's right.
Like, that's all I'm doing?
Yes. Is every hour-long phone call that you have just complaining about?
I mean, we talk about a lot of things, dinner plans that I'm never going to follow through on. No.
Bad answer.
Ah! The whole hour?
This has gone on long enough. Time to make some money.
Oh, man.
Yes, you're taking a beating. You don't have to go to department stores to get overpriced suits that don't even look good on you. The Black Tux is here to save the day. Tell them about it, Stugotz.
Big Joe Harper. The hell out of here. Ruining my relationship with Dan, man. And you're pulling all the straps off me. I got to do a spot here, Joe. Be nice to Joe. Joe, lunch is on me, okay?
To find us on a station near you, visit ESPN.com/ESPN Radio and click the station locator tab. Dan Le Batard.
I'd like to be a dog, man. It seems like such a great lifestyle. You sleep all day, you wait for everyone to come home, they rub your belly, they take you for a walk, and they just throw treats at you.
Stugotz.
I mean, I feel like you're kind of this show's pet, though, aren't you? Kind of. I mean, look at you today.
Who's good?
I mean, who's good? We groomed Stugotz. Who's good? Who's good?
Who's good? This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Guest on the Dan Le Batard Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Get in touch with the show anytime to the 1-800-Flowers Twitter feed at Le Batard Show at Stugotz790. Nothing makes a summer birthday or anniversary more magical than 1-800-Flowers.com. Right now, when you order a dozen multicolored roses for just $29.99, you'll get another dozen absolutely free. Great deal. Go to 1-800-Flowers.com/ESPN.
The lie detector, Joe Harper, with us on ESPN Radio. He's got important stuff to do after this, but not as important as this. He's got to go interview a murderer after this. Less important work. Now he's got Stugotz strapped up, fingers, chest, arms, everything. We continue with the lie detector.
Suspected murderer, Dan.
Suspected murderer. I'm sorry. Alleged murderer. Possible murder.
All this stuff is a tad more snug than it was a year ago, man. I have put on, I'm telling you, like 40 pounds since the last time we did this.
So, Joe Harper, what is your first question in this segment to Stugotz?
All right, Stunad. You said 15 minutes ago you were buying lunch for everyone. Is that true?
Yes.
No, it's not.
I mean,
Lunch, you told Joe Harper lunch was on you 15 minutes ago.
For
It is
everyone.
not on you. It's a lie. It's insincere. What
well,
else?
I'm buying lunch for everyone but Joe Harper.
Right, there you go.
That's what I meant.
What else you got there, Joe?
All right. Do you think that Dan is ruining your career?
No.
Joe, you found that funny, didn't you?
Well, I was wondering if you had a career, didn't you?
How about you just stick to the lie detector questions, all right? Don't need a commentary
Leave
from you,
the
all right?
jokes to us.
Big Joe Harper. What was the question, Joe?
All right. Do you think that Dan is ruining your career?
No.
That's truthful.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at
Good
that.
job.
I buy that.
Wipe
Truthful.
some sweat off here. Hold on.
Well, not yet anyway.
Not yet.
He has made my career.
All right. Did the shipping containers bat mitzvah invitations really get lost in the mail?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, okay.
Yes. Yes.
I've heard
Well,
that
the machine
before.
just laughed. The machine
Yes.
just laughed. I heard
Yes.
that wasn't Joe Harper laughing. That was the machine laughing.
All right. That's a major lie there.
A
man.
major lie.
Are you kidding me? I
A
just got
major
Guillermo's
lie.
back the other day.
A major lie.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe you.
Love you
right.
guys.
Right. Okay. Is it true that you haven't read the New York Post article about your rant against Cowherd and Whitlock?
Oh, you said you didn't read that. That is such a lie.
Did I really say that?
Is it true?
I mean, it's framed in my office right now. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, frame and all. He's telling the truth.
Yeah. I don't read, man, even when it's about me. I know what I said. I didn't have to read it. I was there. I said it.
He's telling the truth. He
Yes.
didn't read it. He framed it but didn't read it. Amazing. Always a surprise when it's the truth, right? Always a huge upset when any one of them is the truth. Joe, what else you got there?
Okay, would you actually show up to a Stugotz Day in Sioux Falls?
I mean, there are a series of demands they need to meet
Just
that
answer
I've made.
the question's
Private
gotta be
jets.
yes
I
or
want
no,
some money.
right? The
I mean, no one's
question-
offered money.
The question
Would you actually show up to a Stugotz Day in Sioux Falls? I mean, it's not like every day people invite you.
Right. Key to the city.
is there a circumstance under which you would show up to?
Yeah.
As long as it's in the summer, right?
Yeah.
That's truthful.
All right.
Truthful.
Yeah, show up.
Truthful from Stugotz. It's much less fun when the machine confirms that he's telling the truth.
This is a good batch. I'm on a good run right now.
Okay.
What do you got, Joe?
Does your baseball fantasy league really pay out somewhere between $75,000 and $100,000?
Prefer we kept that off national radio. Yes, it does. Yes.
You must have read the instructions wrong. That's not truthful.
Not truthful! Liar! Lies! Lies!
I mean, yeah, whatever.
It's more.
Faulty machine.
Oh boy, this is.
My fingers weren't on the table for that one, actually.
That's
That I'm
okay.
thinking about it. You want to try to ask me that one again? The fingers weren't on the
No.
table.
Ask him another question. That one has been proven to be a lie.
200 grand for
200,000, yeah.
fantasy. Sign me up.
Yeah, right.
200 grand.
Oh, 200. No, it's exceeding. Might as well be $1 million while you're at it. All right. Have people ever told you that you look like George Clooney?
Today of all days with this question.
I mean,
Today of all days. Yes, they have. Yes. Yes.
really? Nobody on this planet.
Liar!
man.
Filled with lies!
Come on.
Doesn't look anything like George Clooney. What a fraudulent, bogus claim. Why would anyone say that to you? Last question from this batch.
Okay. Have you really ever heard Jim Rome say the Super Bowl doesn't start until he gets there?
Yes, I've actually heard Jim Rome say that.
You've ever heard him say that? This is great if it's not a lie.
That's truthful.
Yes.
Yes, it
I was
shows-
sitting right there. Fudge Bram was with him. I was sitting right there. He said it. He said it.
So Stugotz is not a liar about that, but Jim Rome is an ego monster, so it's a win for us.
There's a flash right there.
I think we got time for one more, Joe.
All right.
One more, Joe.
Does it bother you that Dan has 2 Sports Center appearances a week and you only have 1?
Oh. Nah, I'm good with it, man. He deserves it. He's the big star of the show.
Oh, double lie.
Oh,
man.
the thing, the machine.
I felt a little zap on that one.
Oh, man. Bang, bang.
It was like a zzz, zzz.
One right after the other.
Doesn't
Bang,
even
bang.
have electricity. It's electrocuting him. One more. We got time for one more here before the end of the segment. Do you have
Remember-
another one? Or you're out of question.
I'm out of question.
Oh, you're out of questions.
All right,
okay.
we'll come back
I was going
then.
to say, remember, lunch is on me, Joe. Take it easy.
Prove
on
that
me.
wasn't true.
Yeah.
So, wow. So it was proven to be a lie. Stugotz said it doesn't bother him that I'm on SportsCenter twice a week and he's only on once. But then he also said Dan's the big star, and that's when Joe said, "Ooh, look, the rare double lie, like
double
a double
whammy.
rainbow."
I should only answer what's asked, I feel like. I should.
You're only getting yourself into more trouble,
He's
man.
like, "Oh, look, bonus." And Joe was all happy, like, "Look, bonus lies." I asked him one question, just expecting. That's how he gets to minus. Right. That's how he gets to minus 23. Right, where you expect him to just lie once, but he's lying at maximum efficiency.
We're heading that way. I think
All right.
we're up to
Are we?
14 so far.
We're at a negative 14.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Wow,
my
the
God.
worst Joe Harper's ever seen is a negative 23 by O.J. Simpson, who's coming up for parole next month. Congratulations on the company you're keeping.
I mean, I'm Darren Williams.
O.J. Simpson.
That information about OJ was in Kardashian's book, so he spoke highly about that.
Okay, so yeah, he was mad about that, was he, in the Kardashians book? All right, we'll do more sports show coming up here, sort of, maybe, and Joe Harper will remain with us the rest of the show.
Catch more of the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz, 10 to 1 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPNU.
Dan Le Batard.
Mike, is there something funny here? Stugotz's ideas over the years, because Stugotz has always got a money-making idea brewing. Always.
Stugotz.
Yeah, there was like a lacrosse league he was trying to start.
Oh, he was negotiating with Jim Brown on that.
We were so close. That would have been a good idea. We were actually trying to take the sport into the inner cities and create opportunities for a lot of kids. But Jim wasn't,
You were trying to make money. I mean,
I got to be honest. I would not have made that much money on that particular deal. Jim wanted too much of it.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
One of the reasons, Stugotz, that Pat Riley was so bothered when LeBron James left the Miami Heat, and Wright Thompson had that profile of Pat Riley recently for ESPN, the magazine, in which he reported, among other things, in Riley's words, Riley saying, yeah, I was about to do what Dan Gilbert did to LeBron publicly, and I had to pull myself back off of it, and I'm glad somebody pulled me off of doing that because of how angry I was. One of the reasons he was that angry is because while he was trying to get information from LeBron on vacation, where he's sending him texts asking, rank these free agents 1 to 5 in terms of how you like them.
Sure.
Josh McRoberts, Danny Granger. He not only was not getting any responses back, the Miami Heat felt that LeBron James was playing defense against them getting Pau Gasol, for example. Riley thought he had Pau Gasol locked up.
Right.
And that LeBron was being cryptic with Pau by text.
Sure.
And that spooked Pau Gasol. And it's something that bears watching right now with LeBron James. If he's already decided that he's checked out, he would do things like tell Jimmy Butler, hey, don't go there. You're going to get stuck there for many years. He would do stuff that would prevent them from being good right away if he's already decided that he's leaving.
That was one of the interesting things that I read yesterday. We discussed it during the local hour. It was the Chicago Sun-Times, where the Cavalier players, a couple of days ago, before David Griffin was fired, they were telling Jimmy Butler, let's go, let's go, let's go. Like, go to your management and let's go. Become a Cavalier and let's make a run at the Golden State Warriors. And then after David Griffin was fired, I guess the reports are, according to the Chicago Sun-Times, that those same players then started telling Jimmy Butler, no, you don't want to be here.
If you're Jimmy Butler, you have to check with LeBron before going to management and asking for a trade to Cleveland, because you don't want to get stuck in the Kevin Love situation.
Correct.
Kevin Love re-upped in Cleveland thinking he'll be playing with LeBron James. Kevin Love is now going to be in Cleveland long after LeBron James if LeBron James leaves.
Yep. And that's the deal. That's part of the deal with playing with LeBron James, right? I mean, he doesn't care about Kevin Love, then. He's going to do what LeBron wants to do.
Well, and his responsibility is to himself. I don't know how betrayed Kevin Love's allowed to feel if LeBron does indeed leave after this year.
I mean, Kevin Love won a championship. If not first time playing with LeBron James, he likely never wins a championship. So he should be grateful. And then when LeBron leaves, he'll go back to being the guy we saw in Minnesota, right? Like 23-12.
Well, but Stugotz, that's not generally how gratitude works. There are plenty. You think Dan Gilbert would have been grateful for all LeBron did for him.
Right.
I'll tell you what's going to be a greater indictment of anything than Dan Gilbert. That you had him for 10 years and won once, and Miami had him for 4 and won twice.
Yeah.
That you could, and the one that you won, you needed the last 3 minutes of a Game 7 and a huge upset to win it.
Right.
That you had LeBron for that long. I'm telling you, 50 years from now, LeBron having one title in Cleveland is going to feel like Will Chamberlain only winning once. When you go back and look at the numbers and you'll be like, how the hell did that happen? Why did Wilt keep losing to Bill Russell? But I'm telling you, Cleveland has to worry about LeBron playing some defense against their plans this year.
Accuse me of such blasphemy.
You show up and throw a hook right to your liver right now.
Damn right. What I'm saying to you is you treating Kyrie like he's one of those dudes. No, he is who he is, and it's your obligation as a franchise to look at the greatness of this dude and say, how can we compliment it? Not for Max Kellerman to sit here and act like, oh my Lord, I'm ashamed of this dude. This dude is on another level.
Not ashamed.
Kyrie Irving
Don't mischaracterize what I said. I agree with your point. What you're saying is it's incumbent upon organizations and coaches and franchises to best utilize.
I agree with your point. Well, that did not sound like agreement.
No.
I'm sorry, guys. He actually jumped out of his chair, and
No. That's I saw it, Mike.
Just right before. I know. I caught him saying blasphemy. Which
you never have to apologize. Hold on. Go back to him right now.
I have seen,
which I gave him credit for.
Hold on. You will turn around and you will use a baseball analogy. Right. You will use Socrates. You'll come up with some basketball analogy for the 1950s. May I use a boxing analogy? May I use that?
By all
means.
May I use that to the boxing? By all means. You are a boxing guy.
Max Kellerman, let a dude walk up in there into the ring. And his defense ain't that great. But he's a knockout artist. You know what Max gonna do? Go grab that microphone, Jet. Boy, can he punch. Yep. That's what Max is going to say. Yep. He's not going to sit up there and say, oh, I don't like his defense. He doesn't have any defense. I'm not happy with him. I'm not happy to be at this fight. Max is going to say, boy, this boy's a knockout artist. I can't wait to see him.
You're right about that.
How come it can't be Kyrie? How come that can't be Kyrie?
Can, but let me ask
he's the greatest of all time.
Did you hear how he started his radio show yesterday?
No,
I'm not going to play this entire clip because it's about 2 minutes. We can fade down when we start getting bored, but it's amazing.
I heard this.
All right, so if you're just joining us, incidentally, we've got the lie detector with Stugotz and Joe Harper. We'll get back to that in a second. But every once in a while, if Stephen A. Smith gets agitated or gets fired up or begins to hyperventilate, we break into programming and watch First Take together.
And you're right. Mike does not need to apologize for this. You have given him direct orders, specific orders to do this, right?
Yes. It usurps everything, no matter what is going on. I could be in tears, blubbering in some emotional state about some sort of revelation that is, making me retire from the industry. And if Stephen A. Smith is saying something about Kyrie Irving in an animated fashion, I am to be drowned out by edict. I ordered the code red. So here is how Stephen A. Smith started his radio show yesterday.
The Stephen A. Smith Show starts right now.
Cut the damn music. Good afternoon. This is Stephen A. Right here in the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio. The hell with the music right now. I am having a very bad day.
Okay.
I'm having a very bad day. I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty damn ticked off. I mean, I cannot believe the kind of nonsense that I am hearing right now. And I don't know how much of this I'm going to take today. I'll be the first to admit it. I am warning y'all ahead of time. Do not call me today and get on my damn nerves. I'm trying to tell you something right now. ESPN's not going to stop me. Damn it, FCC Airways might not stop me. I'm that ticked off. I mean, I'm sitting up here and it's bad enough. I wake up this morning and I grab my oatmeal, throw some almond milk in there, some cinnamon and some little bit of brown sugar, some blueberries. And I go on First Take. And while I'm on First Take, I receive the news that the New York Knicks are open to trading Kristaps Porzingis. You have got to be kidding me. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it's all good in respective cities, it seems, except New York. I mean, my God. I just can't take this. This is unbelievable. How in God's name, after the level of ineptitude and mediocrity and controversy and lawsuits and Lord knows what else with the New York Knicks franchise, could an 11-time champion come to New York City and actually make it worse? How does that happen to anybody but the New York Knicks? I mean, come on. I just can't take this. I just can't take it. I can't take it. This is unbelievable.
All right.
So good.
How is he somehow better at radio than television?
Wait a minute.
Amazing.
Mike,
he's the best ever at television.
Mike, hold on. Cut up that last sound. Is that the new break-in sound? Should that be the new updated imaging on how it is that Stephen A. Smith, we cut into programming to watch First Take together? That's better. That's better, right? That's better. We need to replace the other one.
It's also so representative of what Knicks fans were feeling yesterday.
Yes. That is right there. If the New York Knicks had a soundtrack, here it is. I mean, also, what would it sound like if someone had their junk cut off?
Oh!
Right? I mean, it's the same thing. All right, hold on a second. Hold on. If Stephen A. Smith was in the movie Hostel and Stugotz was torturing him with some sort of sharp device put into his eyes, what would it sound like?
Ow! 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 Ow!
Sharper!
Ow! 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 Ow!
Splash!
It's so good.
I love the request to shut the music down quickly so we can get right to business.
Ow!
Don Le Batard.
Oscar Robinson had 41 triple-doubles back in 61-62. 41.
Stugotz.
It's Robertson, but...
Big O.
Okay, but...
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
We got Joe Harper in here with us. He is the lie detector expert. Stugotz is hooked up to the lie detector very tight around his chest, around his arms, on his fingers. We will get back to lie detecting on Stugotz in a moment, but my girlfriend has written me the following, and I think it is correct. Has anyone ever said the word blueberries as hostilely as Stephen A. Smith just did?
Some blueberries.
Delicious oatmeal with
Some blueberries.
I feel like that could be a pretty good refrain in a song. I feel like that could be it feels like song.
Some blueberries.
Maybe something in Jay-Z's new album.
Some blueberries.
All right, so
By the way, get in touch with the show anytime through the 1-800-Flowers Twitter feed, at Lebatard Show, at Stugotz790. It is time for Straight Talk. It is brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless, best phones, best networks, no contracts. We're supposed to do that at the beginning of the segment, but I am strapped to a lie detector.
All right, so Joe Harper, let's do this right now. Okay. Joe Harper, some more questions. We got another batch of questions for Stugotz Lies. He has an alleged murder on the docket today. He's got to go do that after this. He's got a bullet in his neck. I mean, you do. You have a bullet in your neck. You're a longtime Miami police officer.
So the murderer, the second worst person on his docket
today? That's right,
today?
the second most contaminated, corrupt person on the docket today. What is your next question for Stugotz?
Okay, Stugotz, did you really once accidentally drink hydrogen peroxide from a shot glass in college?
Yes.
What college?
Clark University.
Never happened.
Never happened. I'm telling you, I think what happens with Stugotz is he believes his own lies. I think that's what ends up happening. I believe that the machine tells no lies.
Whatever.
Only Stugotz does.
My hand was not, again, and I'm being serious here because I was adjusting some things. I was trying to find this piece of paper. I shouldn't say I was adjusting some things. Would you ask me that again with my hand on the table, Joe? Because my full hand is on the table. And you told me it was important before we started to have all fingers on the table, and now they are.
Did you really once accidentally drink hydrogen peroxide from a shot glass in college?
Yes.
Even stronger. Lie.
Oh, my God.
Even a stronger lie. Man. The lie got stronger. Go ahead. What else do you have?
Here's a compelling question. Did you fart on November 15th in the studio when Dan wondered who farted?
I remember the fart. I remember smelling the fart. I remember discussing the fart with Dan.
Just yes or no.
But I did not fart. I did not fart.
It was silent but deadly. He didn't realize it.
Oh, look at that. Joe Harper says that it was silent but deadly.
I did not fart.
I mean, you...
Lie? Lie?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Stugotz. Stop farting in the studio.
Big lie.
Man, I'm the first one to admit.
You've never admitted it. I don't think you've ever...
Whoever denied it supplied it.
I don't think in 14 years you've ever actually admitted it.
That's because I've never farted.
Okay. All right, here we go. Did you really once find money in an ATM card at the ATM and actually return it to the bank?
Yes.
I had a first true one today.
Look at that.
Nice,
segment.
A money-related truth. A big upset right there.
He's afraid of the cameras watching him.
Yes, that's probably true. You're probably right.
You're shocked by that one, huh?
I am. I'm surprised you didn't put that right in your pocket and spend it.
He'd be on the 6 o'clock news.
Gamble it somewhere. Put it on the Hawks. What do you got? What else you got, Joe?
Okay, on February 17th, did you really have a lengthy conversation with the guy who gave you the Mutumbo finger while in the traffic jam on I-95?
I praised him. It was a move I had never seen before. I said, good job. I was trying to cut him off. He gave me the Mutumbo finger, and I told him that's a good job, and I'm going to steal that move. Yes.
Well, show the audience the Mutumbo.
Hold on. It's this.
Okay.
The Mutumbo finger wag.
Yes, I did. I said that to him. Yes.
Joe's producing now. Look at that.
I do it all. And he's telling the truth on that one.
All right. The truth has been told. Not as fun.
But at least it was the forefinger.
That's right. It was only the forefinger that time. What else you got, Joe?
Okay. Did you really threaten 17-year-old boys for trying to hang out with your daughters on your cruise?
Yes.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah,
That's
bad.
one of those. That's one of those where the truth is actually worse than telling a lie.
That's right. That's right. What else you got, Joe?
All right, did you really once work out with Ken Jeong?
Yes, Calabasas, California.
Yes, he did.
I did. I wasn't working out with Ken
You didn't work
Jeong.
out with him. You got on the elliptical next to him because you just wanted to be close to celebrity and talk to him.
Well, he was on the treadmill, and I figured we could strike up a conversation if I went on the elliptical right next to him, but Ken Jeong just kept going on the treadmill. He had headphones on, and I couldn't last that long.
What else you got, Joe?
Okay, did you really get stuck in a tree in a hot air balloon?
Yeah, my honeymoon with my wife in Napa Valley, yes.
That's a lot of hot air, too.
See, look at that. See, I think what it is Stugotz
knew that was
his
a
own
lie.
lies.
I
Stugotz
knew that was a
believes
lie.
his own lies, though.
Get Abby on the phone.
I believe that Stugotz believes his lies.
But the question is, how did you get down?
I don't remember, man.
Liar!
Because it never happened. That's why.
No, it happened. I mean, would you trust Abby
I
ahead
kept
of
telling
a
you
lie
that was just an
detector?
episode of Full House.
What else you got? Is that the last one, Joe?
No.
Or do you have another one?
Lunch is no longer
Are
on
you
me,
saddened by clearly not being in the mix to replace Bomani or highly questionable?
Am I
Clearly-
sad to not be? I'm clearly not in the mix. That I know.
Are you saddened?
Are you
by
saddened by
not
clearly
being-
Well,
not
it's the
being
third incarnation of the show, and I haven't been involved in any one of the 3 incarnations of the show. But no, I'm fine with it because that's something for Dan and his dad. I'm totally cool with that, man. I am good. Like Dan doesn't owe me anything, man. He's done enough for me. I am good with that.
Rather lengthy response, but truthful.
What?
Oh my God!
What?
I got one by him.
Well, that's what you get for talking too much.
That is Straight Talk. It is brought to you by Straight Talk. How is this Straight Talk? Straight Talk
Stop
Wireless.
yapping next time.
Nation, I got one by him. Big Joe Harper. Got one by you, Joe.
Oh, well. You got to believe your own lies, I guess.
Dan Le Batard.
What is happening right now with you and Bob Dylan is you're disrespecting everything the man has done in his career because he hasn't served you at sleepaway camp.
He doesn't interact with anyone at the camp.
I know, but
In fact, I just learned he hasn't been to visiting day in 2 years. I mean, go visit your kid.
Stugotz.
You send your kid away for 7 to 8 weeks over the summer, and you get to see him or her once per summer for 24 to 48 hours. Go check out your kid. Go hang out with your kid. And the voice is overrated. The writing is fantastic. The voice is overrated.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Oscar De La Hoya right now is on First Take. He must be so frustrated because he's got the better fight. Golovkin-Canelo is a great boxing match. Not good, great. Mm-hmm. And it's going to get dwarfed by this Conor McGregor circus freak sideshow thing.
Yeah, he's got to be upset. But, you know, Dana White's got the bigger names. They have the bigger names. They got Floyd. Forget about Conor. They have Floyd.
No, but as someone who loves boxing the way Oscar De La Hoya does, it must be very frustrating to know you have a more quality product and that you're going. It would be like Dana White being usurped by Bellator. It's just got to be confusing to Oscar De La Hoya that he's got a great fight on his hands, and it pales. It will pale in every way compared to the Fame Fest and Sucker's Paradise that is Conor McGregor against Floyd Mayweather, a 40-year-old Floyd Mayweather. It's got to be very upsetting. If you care about your sport, if you care about your business, if you care about promotion, it stinks if you're Oscar De La Hoya. Texter writes in here because we've been talking about Dwight Howard a good amount this morning. I said on SportsCenter that he's a Hall of Famer. People got really mad about that. Texter writes in, Dwight Howard has been voted to 5 All-NBA first teams. For some context, every player with more than 2 is already in the Hall of Fame or will be. This is a ridiculous conversation. You might think it's ridiculous. I'm telling you, I was met with a great deal of blowback when I suggested that Dwight Howard is a Hall of Famer.
Right. Well, you have a set of Laker fans who don't like him. You have sets of fans who just don't like Dwight Howard. And then you have the underachieving Dwight Howard, where he's had a great career, and it's certainly a Hall of Fame career. It's just not the career we all expected.
Well, but here's what's unfair about the alleged underachieving Dwight Howard. It's unfair. He lives during LeBron's age, so we think it's normal for someone Dwight Howard's size somehow to be able to handle the ball the way LeBron James does, when LeBron James is the extraterrestrial. What Dwight Howard suffers from, because he is LeBron James's size, is that his game looks like he doesn't care about it, and it's extraordinarily limited, when every player who has ever looked like Dwight Howard, except for Magic Johnson and LeBron James before Dwight Howard, has been a player who has had Dwight Howard's skill set, not LeBron James's skill set.
Right. Karl Malone, right? I mean, that's essentially what Dwight Howard, a poor man's Karl Malone.
Well,
but you're right. No, he kind of is.
No, because Karl Malone was a great offensive player. Dwight's not a great offensive player.
But I'm just saying in terms of what they do on the court, Dwight's not doing the things. He's doing things that were closer to Karl Malone than he was to LeBron
James. But not
James.
No, because Karl Malone is a skilled offensive player. Dwight's not. Dwight is not. People are mad at Dwight because they feel like he should be more skilled. But what I'm telling you is that Karl Malone is bigger than Dwight Howard. And LeBron James is the same size as Dwight Howard. Right. And some people are thinking of Dwight Howard just because what Dwight Howard is guilty of is he's actually so exceeded what his body should be doing by leading the league in rebounding that you think of him as bigger than he actually is. He is so overachieved given his actual size that people think Dwight Howard is DeAndre Jordan. He's not. He's not physically DeAndre Jordan. Physically, he is smaller than LeBron James. So I ask you again, do you realize how absurd it is that LeBron James could do all those things at that size? Because now I want you to imagine Dwight Howard, top of the key, who's guarding me? I could shoot the 3 from here. Who's guarding me? I want you to understand what absurdity you're watching in LeBron James when you've got someone imagine Dwight Howard, top of the key, isolation, dribbling the basketball. Who's guarding me?
Because when, like, Dwight Howard, essentially what you're saying is the game has changed since Dwight Howard has come into the league. So a guy of his skill set, just raw power, raw ability, because back in the day, Dan, he averaged 23 points and 13 rebounds a game and did it, and it's not too long ago, and did it on 60% shooting.
Stugotz, what I'm saying is that LeBron James has 50 pounds on Magic Johnson.
Right.
That what LeBron James can do for that size is an absurdity. And it gets held against Dwight Howard because Dwight Howard is viewed, I believe, as being Shaq size when he's LeBron size.
Sure.
And so it's held against him that his offensive game is rudimentary because most people who have been Dwight Howard's size for all of time, evolution has caught up to Dwight Howard like this. He's 31 years old, and once his back seizes, once he's got to go to the back surgeries, he ceases to be the athletic menace that he used to be. And the whole game has evolved so fast that Dwight Howard is now a dinosaur. A dinosaur. You can't even play. Golden State has changed everything so much that it doesn't matter. The big men in the league don't matter. Hassan Whiteside, not in the playoffs. Andre Drummond, not in the playoffs. DeAndre Jordan being shopped by the Clippers 2 years after they barricaded doors to try to keep him from going to Dallas. That everything has changed with the evolution of the sport, that it doesn't matter if you have Rudy Gobert. You're getting swept in 4 games against the Golden State Warriors.
Right. You got guys like Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins who are saying, listen, it's different, and I got to shoot from the outside.
Well, Anthony Davis, not in the playoffs. And Anthony Davis is actually willing to play like the 7-footers.
Right.
Like the new breed of Kevin Durant 7-footer.
Well, Porzingis is kind of the new 7-footer, right? He's representative of the new 7-footer in the NBA.
It's just usually evolution doesn't happen in real time where you see it happen that quickly. It does. Evolution in sports, like if I show you right now, I've told you before that ESPN Classic was one of the great myth destroyers. I saw somebody sent out a clip of Lakers-Celtics, first 3 minutes of the game, saying, man, 80s basketball was trash. You put that up, if I put next to each other on a screen right now, Lakers-Celtics, Pat Riley, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and Kareem, and I play it at the same time as Warriors-Cavs, you will laugh out loud at how small and how slow and how little defense and how little skill is being actually shown because evolution, you're not normally seeing it in real time.
Right. If you saw it side by side, though, that's interesting.
You would burst out laughing. You would burst out laughing at the way Martina Navratilova and Chris Evert hit the ball compared to how Serena and Venus hit the ball. And you would burst out laughing at the ball being thrown in the post to Kevin McHale. It feels like Rick Barry shooting free throws underhanded. It might as well be in black and white, 80s basketball, Lakers-Celtics.
Because I watched the Lakers and Celtics 30 for 30, which was exceptional, and I was yearning for some of that. But I didn't have the other games side by side.
Such bad basketball.
Yeah, but they were scrums, man. They went after it.
I know, of course. All they were was they were shooting with their elbows.
I mean, Danny Ainge was a bad man back in the day. He was.
I think Larry Bird's high for three-pointers in a season was like 80. Or 90.
Oh, I got to check.
Steph shoots like 4 times as many as those.
No way. Bird had more.
No,
season.
I don't think so. I don't think Larry Bird. Did Larry Bird ever hit 100 threes in a season? What are the numbers?
I'm checking right now.
Show the numbers. Because I think what I'm saying is absurd, but I don't think it's that absurd.
98 was his career high.
Look at me now. I'm getting paper.
Can't believe that.
98. Steph's got that in like 4 games.
I remember Bird. It felt like he hit thousands of them.
No, 98.
Catch more of the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz, 10 to 1 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPNU.
Daddy, where do babies come from?
Honey?
Mommy went to the store.
Oh, well, you see, there's a mommy and a daddy, right?
Right.
And see, when they call Geico, they could save a bunch of money on car insurance.
Oh, really? And that makes them happy?
Yes, that makes them very happy.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we could have this talk, Sunshine.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
Dan Le Batard.
Dan, you're on Dueling Dragons. You're having the time of your life. All of a sudden, the roller coaster goes off the rails, and you die.
Yep.
Was that fun?
I don't like roller coasters because of the risk of dying in a roller coaster. I don't want to go on any roller coasters because that's one of the possibilities.
Stugotz.
You're eating a pastelito. You love pastelitos. This is a delicious pastelito from Casavana. So good. And then it gets lodged in your esophagus and you choke and you die.
Mm-hmm.
Was it fun?
Was it fun?
Yeah. It was fun while I was eating it. Then it stopped being fun.
Right.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Guests on the Dan Le Batard Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Here's your SportsCenter update. Blackhawks winger Marian Hossa will miss the entire 2017-2018 NHL season because of a progressive skin disorder caused by an allergic reaction to his hockey equipment that he says he's been treating for years. The 38-year-old veteran said severe side effects associated with medication to treat the skin disorder will make it impossible to play hockey next season. Imprisoned former football star O.J. Simpson has a July 20th parole hearing that could have him released from a Nevada prison as early as October 1st, a state parole officer said. And finally, Lorde confirmed to Jimmy Fallon that she once ran the now-defunct Instagram account called Onion Rings Worldwide, a poorly maintained account dedicated to onion ring reviews. Could have been good. For all the latest headlines and information, tune in to SportsCenter on ESPN Radio all throughout the day.
We're going to continue here with the Joe Harper lie detector. He is a Miami police officer, has a bullet in his neck. He's got to go find an alleged murderer after this that he is giving a lie detector test, but right now he's got Stugotz all strapped up. Fingers, arm, heart, all strapped up to the lie detector.
I love a TV audience on ESPN2, hoping that they'll get some NBA coverage and seeing that I am hooked up to a lie detector.
Well, they're going to get a little bit of NBA coverage because here, I'm going to give you some of the names that have more three-pointers this last season than Larry Bird's career high of 98. Are you ready?
Yep.
Curry. Seth Curry. Seth Curry had more threes than Larry Bird's career high. Brooke Lopez.
Unreal.
What?
Amazing.
Brooke Lopez had more made threes than Larry Bird's career high. DeMarcus Cousins.
Jeez.
More made threes.
I feel like you proved your point with Brooke Lopez.
That's it?
Well, no, most spades.
Most spades.
I mean, come on.
How about Langston Galloway? Are there any better names I can give you than the one? Robert Covington, more threes than Larry Bird's career high. Jordan Clarkson, more threes. Jamal Murray, more threes. Austin Rivers, more threes. Tobias Harris, more threes.
I'm pretty sure you made up Jamal Murray.
Gary Harris, more threes.
I mean, Spades is the guy. Also, Iman Shumpert had more threes.
Jameer Nelson.
What? Still
Last
playing?
year?
Last year. Jameer Nelson in Denver. Karl Anthony Towns is 7 bleeping feet. More threes than Larry Bird last year.
I mean, Bird was overrated.
All right, so here is Joe Harper. We've got the lie detector hooked up to Stugotz. A year's worth of lies have been gathering in a file in a poisoned drum. Joe Harper sounds like Mike from Breaking Bad, and he's got similar menace. He is a decorated police officer. Go ahead, Joe, and give Stugotz another lie detector question.
Okay. Would you give up the radio show to be a regular on Around the Horn?
Ooh.
Give up the radio show to be a regular on Around the Horn? No way. No.
In about 2 minutes.
Oh! No. Lies! You realize that all the lies being told are the ones that are personally hurtful to me. All of the lies are crushing.
There's a theme here.
They crush my soul just a little bit.
I was good with HQ and not being a part of it.
Yeah, but you thought you slipped one by, Joe.
Oh, I definitely slipped one past him.
If you're trying to tell the truth, you need to stop yapping because you may be distorting results.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
especially these ones that really hurt Dan.
That's fair.
He shouldn't be saying. He should be just saying yes or no. That's what you would advise, right, Joe?
Correctly.
If someone was trying to beat the lie detector, you would ask them to speak less than more. Correct?
Oh yes, yes or no only.
All right.
All right. Does it bother you that you only have one Mike and Mike appearance a week?
No.
Oh, yes, it does.
Oh, he wants to be doing all the Mike and Mike appearances. Would it bother him at all if Mike and Mike no longer existed and it was just the Stugotz show? Go ahead, Joe.
Now
What
you're
else?
talking.
Yeah, what else do you have there?
All right. Do you really have a list of people that want to kill you next to your bed? And do you have a second list you keep from your wife?
Yes.
Who have you angered, really? It's true.
It's true. He's got a list of possible suspects. If he goes missing and dies, there's a list of possible suspects. I am on it. Where am I on the list? Where am I? Have I moved up in the rankings?
Well, no, I haven't adjusted the list recently. You have been as far up, and you still are at number 4 on the list. Number 4, yes.
So expect a visit.
Is Allison on the list?
No, I'm on Allison's list. Like listed. No. She is not on the list. I don't want to kill Allison. She wants to kill me.
All right, go ahead, Joe Harper.
Allison is a great producer, by the way.
Actually, Allison, I
excellent.
confused that. I did. Yes, I did confuse that. Sorry, guys.
Great. Go ahead.
All right, did you really pitch the Mike and the Mad Dog 30-30 idea, 34-30 idea to the ESPN executive?
Yes.
Not so. Not here.
You know what?
Lies!
You know what? Here's the problem.
Lies!
No.
What's the problem?
Here's the problem. At the time, I don't think the person that I pitched it to was actually an executive. He is now.
It's a lie. That's it. Stop. Just stop. No, don't compound the lies with more lies.
That's bad, man.
They're excuses.
So.
Excuses. Just accept that you've told us a lie. Go ahead, Joe.
All right. Have you really turned up the air in your house to try to get people to leave during parties?
Yes.
I think you tried to do that here with me.
Yes,
too.
he tried to make it a little bit colder or hotter.
I've
Good
done
old
it.
family trick. Yeah, he did it too.
Yeah.
He did it.
Yeah,
That's true. He's telling the truth.
Okay, did you and your wife really attend the Justin Bieber concert without your kids?
Yes.
Oh, my God, he did.
That's the truth. Look at that.
I mean, young Bieber, old Bieber, man, he was great. He was great.
Young
old Bieber.
All right, old Bieber.
Yeah.
What?
The old young Bieber.
Yeah,
right.
Like the classic stuff at the beginning. He was good. Old Bieber song.
I
young Bieber.
love the lies that end up being truth, that end up being, by virtue of being the truth, more embarrassing than if he had lied. Right. That's amazing, right?
It was a great concert, man.
What else you got there, Joe?
Did you really watch the Justin Bieber concert documentary multiple times on your own?
Yes.
In front of people? Or no? Yeah, he did.
I did. I
Look
like
at
it.
that.
It was
Big
good.
Justin Bieber fan.
Good, yeah.
What else you got there,
If you
Joe?
found a wallet full of money on the floor, would you return it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely not.
No!
Oh, man.
Only if there's an
Let him keep
ATM.
running.
Only if there's an ATM and there are cameras there to show that it's him.
Oh,
and
man.
he would totally do that. You know, if he were looking like Feinbaum, he'd be less likely to return the money to an ATM because he'd be in disguise. What else do you have there, Joe? Do you have any other questions for him?
You'd have to put a wig on this time.
Yes, not this time.
Does it upset you that when you read spots, you're urging listeners to use the promo code Dan and not the promo code Dan and Stu or just Stu? Does that upset you? That Dan gets top billing?
Hey, he's the star of the show. I'm good with it. It doesn't upset me at all.
Oh, it upsets you greatly.
I mean, I just don't get it, to be honest. I mean, I'm the one reading the spot for crying out loud, and it's use promo code Dan. How about promo code Stu? Sales, let's go. Ball guy in sales, let's go.
And that's a wrap.
All right, so that is the last for this round. We've got one more round. One more round of lie detector questions. We have a big finale. Wow. Look, Joe Harper's winded. How's it? What's his score coming up now? He's got to be minus 23 or worse to be O.J. Simpson. You've done a lie detector on O.J. Simpson, the worst liar you've ever known.
No, I didn't do the test on him. I just read about him.
Okay, you just read about him. My fault.
Minus 19 and counting.
All right, so we try to get to minus 23, a segment from now.
Dan Le Batard.
America is addicted to its technology, and it's really unhealthy.
I keep having this discussion with my wife because she is on that phone nonstop. And what I have asked for our family to do moving forward is let's figure out a time where all of us put our phones away and none of us use them till the next morning.
Stugotz.
Yeah, but nobody wants to be with you.
That just dawned on me. Thanks, Dan.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
So we've got our final segment here of Joe Harper, the lie detector. He says that the worst score he's ever seen for a lie detector is minus 23 by O.J. Simpson. Stugotz so far today has a minus 19. What has to happen here, Joe? How many more questions do you have there? And what has to happen on these questions for Stugotz to be a worse liar than the worst liar you've ever seen, O.J. Simpson?
It's the degree of the reaction that I look for, the level of the reaction.
Okay.
That scores it. That's
okay.
what it scores.
All right. So you can't tell us just yet. You will tell us at the end of this whether he has been worse than O.J. Simpson or not. This is the last round of questions for Stugotz.
Correct. He's getting very close.
Okay. All right. So here we go. Stugotz fancies himself a good liar. He's actually a terrible liar. We are now going to prove if he's the liar of all liars in the history of lying.
He's really bad.
Yeah, really bad.
Stunning.
Stunning bad. Yes, that's right.
Okay. Is it true you couldn't talk till you were 4 years old?
These straps came out here, by the way. I don't know if that affects.
Oh, is he trying to rig the system here by undoing some of the straps here?
No, it's my stomach, man. I haven't stopped eating since the girls' bat mitzvah.
All right, well, answer the
they
question.
Didn't go to.
Answer the question.
Yes, that is true.
So you couldn't talk until you were 4 years old?
Still can't talk. Yes, that's true.
That's not true.
Not true. Another lie.
It's the way I remember it.
Yes, Stugotz, liar.
Okay, did you lie about why you couldn't go to Chris Coates' wedding?
Chris Cody's wedding.
Did I lie? No, I did not.
But you didn't go.
I did not go.
And you did lie about why you didn't go.
Liar!
Man.
Lies!
You're taking a beating here today.
Yeah, big fat check I sent Chris, though.
We're up to 22.
Yeah.
You notice how Stugotz, when he's been caught in a lie, just keeps talking, making noises, telling more lies?
We're up to 22, Dan.
Let's go. Let's get to over 23. Let's go.
Did you really know what Dan and the shipping container were doing back in November when they did the jack-in-the-box noise while you were ranting? Did you really know what they were doing?
Yes.
That's truthful in his regard. Yeah.
All right.
How could he have
That
been
just
that
means he's
bad?
bad at radio.
Okay, that just means he's bad at radio.
Yeah.
All right. Did you actually stay up till the end of the national championship football game?
Yes.
No.
Stugotz!
Come on, man.
Classic finish that we talked
The
about.
classic finish. You faked your way through it here on the air. The championship decided in the last second of the game. You were asleep already. Lies. So many lies.
Man.
He didn't remember.
What a lie.
I remember being awake for it, to be honest with you. Oh, whatever.
Joe,
to be honest with you, I'm hooked up to a lie detector, and it just said no, so whatever.
His to be honest with you, was that a lie? Joe, was that a lie?
Oh.
Did that show up as a lie? Just his phrase, to be honest with you, anytime he uses it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or I swear on my mother.
Yes,
That's
I swear on
coming
my
up.
mother. All right, what else we got here?
All right. Did you really say hello to Rob Kardashian while walking a dog outside his house with your daughter?
Yes.
No, he didn't.
Oh, come on,
Say hello
man.
to Rob Kardashian.
I mean, I waited out there for hours.
What was he
lame
doing walking
lie.
the dog with your daughter? What was that? What was that all
it's just
about?
he was stalking Rob Kardashian. Just weak and pathetic.
It wasn't my dog. It was my wife's cousin's dog. I don't live in Calabasas, California. I live here, Miami.
It was probably a lookalike.
Close us out here, Joe Harper. Let's get him to
All right,
worse than minus 23.
Did your doctor, Charlie Shanker, really tell you to adjust your chair to the highest level to help you with your phlegm problem?
Charles did say that, yes.
Really? I think you're right.
Look at that. He's not
right.
lying about that one.
Right. Adjust your gleckers, huh? Have you ever actually linked up with a stranger in a lazy river?
Yes.
Oh, no, you didn't.
No, you did not lie. Lazy River lies.
Man.
The lazy river.
Last two questions here to see if we could get Stugotz to be the worst liar in the history of lying.
Gosh, shipping
We're
containers.
tied right now.
Yeah.
We're
Shipping
tied.
containers so
this
upset.
This is the final.
This is very big. You're at minus 23 with O.J. Simpson right now.
I should concentrate.
Yes,
Do you actually love Dominique Foxworth?
Yes.
That's true.
Ooh,
He likes Dominique
look at
Foxworth.
This is the money ball right here for the greatest liar in the history of lies. This is a big one right here, the money ball. What do we have here as our final question on the lie detector? This is very tense. This is very big, very dramatic.
Okay. Do you want to replace Mike Francesa and do a hardcore sports radio show in New York?
Oh, man. Oh, man.
That's not an answer.
I know, Joe.
One more time. Let's give him the question once
let
more.
me hear it one more time. Let me hear it in a sentence, Joe.
Okay. Do you want to replace Mike Francesa and do a hardcore sports radio show in New York?
No.
Oh, yes, you do. Definitely.
What is his score?
It comes back definitely? What do you mean?
All right,
What do you
hold on.
mean?
Hold on, let me score it.
All right, hold on a
Definitely.
second. He is going to put it on the
24.5.
Worse than OJ!
He's worse than OJ.
He's worse than OJ! He's worse than OJ! He's worse than
It's a
OJ!
rough crowd here, I'll tell you. It's a rough room to work.
Flash.
The only person that's going to like me after this is Dominique Foxworth.
Yes, that is correct.
That is it.
Joe, thank you for doing this again. We appreciate it. We will bring you back in a year to do it again because we enjoy it so much.
Catalog those lies.
Yes, we will catalog those lies
Not
for a
hard.
year.
Dan Le Batard.
Good work today. That was a fun show.
Stugotz.
It was also intergalactically stupid.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Guillermo, put it on the poll, please. Are you surprised that Mo Spates had more threes this year than Larry Bird did his career high year?
It's one of the most shocking things I've ever heard.
Mo Spates more threes than Larry Bird in his career high year. Put that on the poll. We will update the polls in a second. But first, we've got an epic sound of the day to get to. If you have anything that you'd like to nominate for epic sound of the day, you send it to us at Le Batard Show on Twitter. Let's get to it.
Time now for Guillermo's epic sound of the day. It is going to be epic.
Hey, guys.
Hello, Guillermo.
Hey, Bill.
Fun day today, huh?
Yep.
I can't believe that Stugotz is a worse liar than O.J. Simpson. He is now recorded. History and science has recorded that he is a dynasty at lying. 2 years in a row, he has challenged O.J. Simpson as the greatest liar in the history of the worst liar.
Really good at this.
You guys know Bomani Jones?
Yes.
Well, for those who don't, he hosts a show, The Right Time, 4 to 7 on ESPN Radio. Yesterday, he had a little bit of difficulty starting a segment.
Welcome back to The Right Time. My name is Bomani Jones. Thanks for listening on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Excuse me. Help me.
Welcome back to The Right Time with Bomani Jones here. We're going to be joined by Brian Windhorst, our insider at ESPN, here very shortly.
I'm good. Something got caught down my throat. Sorry about that, Brian. In the meantime, how do the Cavs not have a general manager right now?
Been there, man.
Yeah, we all have.
Yes.
I've been there, too.
We've both been
I have been there. You talk all the time. Can you find the examples, Mike, of me and Stugotz having been there? Because we've absolutely been there.
I remember one specifically with you at the American Airlines Arena where you had to walk away.
I was choking on a peanut shell.
Can we listen to this one more time?
Well, the help me. Here, this is what it sounds like. Bomani Jones starting a segment on his radio show. It's also what it would sound like if Bomani was drowning.
Welcome back to The Right Time. My name is Bomani Jones. Thanks for listening on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Excuse me. Help me.
Welcome back to The Right Time with Bomani Jones here. We're going to be joined by Brian Windhorst, our insider at ESPN, here very shortly.
I'm good. Something got caught down my throat. Sorry about that, Brian. In the meantime, how do the Cavs not have a general manager right now?
Right back.
At the end, he peters out again because he's trying to fight through it.
Oh my God! It's so it's so unlike him because he's polished, professional. Just go, man. That is funny. I remember you at the American Airlines Arena and me with Greg Cody.
That right there, right there.
Yes.
I mean, that sounds like a soda machine dispensing a soda. Not that.
Excuse me. Help me.
Excuse me. It sounds like somebody at the bottom of a pile being beaten up by several people.
Excuse me. Help me.
The burp.
Yeah, the burp. Get some sounds of us, Mike, when that's happened to us, please.
Sound of the day is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Upgrade to shaving with a fresh blade whenever you want for a fraction of the price. Join DollarShaveClub.com today.
A texter asks, did he say help me? Yes, he did. He did say help me, and that is when Shannon leapt. Shannon was not exactly there in an emergency until, Bomani wheezed out one last cry for help.
Help me.
Welcome back to The Right Time with Bomani Jones here.
Where's me choking on a peanut, Mike? Let's go ahead and find that.
Yeah, those are the times. You with a peanut at the American Airlines Arena. Me with Greg Cody introducing Ethan Skolnick.
The discussion that we have that makes this complicated is that Shaq makes the sidekick so much better
Jack makes the sidekick so much better as Dan is choking on a peanut right now. That is my memorable moment ever.
I had a peanut shell morsel stuck in my throat. That's the only way to shut me up right there.
Let's go ahead and update the polls here, Stugotz. See if we'll find yours while we're updating the polls at Le Batard Show.
All right, the Twitter poll is brought to you by Dell. Need help finding the right Dell PCs with Intel Core processors for your business? Simple. Call 877-BUY-DELL to talk to a Dell Small Business Tech Advisor today. Are you surprised that Dan is a silent sneezer? 65% of the audience said yes. Does a sneeze occasionally lead to you pooping? 57% of the audience said no. Did Dan poop himself? 83% of the audience said yes.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you left today.
That was during the local hour.
Yeah.
Yes, I sneezed and then left.
Yeah, you pooped yourself.
Okay.
Towel or leaves? 83% of the audience said towel.
What the hell were you guys talking about while I was in the bathroom?
We were talking about pooping yourself. In fact, Chris said he had to go to the bathroom once while playing golf, and so he just went in the woods, and I asked him, did he use leaves? And he said, no, he used a towel.
No, leaves sounds terrible.
The towel, though, hurts, man. When it's quiet in Rileyville, do we all know what it means?
I mean,
it is quiet down here in Rileyville.
Pat Rileyville. 60%
of the audience said no. Let me scroll up a bit. Stu Lies, big fat white face. Is Dwight Howard a Hall of Famer? This is crazy. And you're right. So this will prove what you've been saying all morning. 62% of the audience said no. Like 8,000 votes.
Morons.
Ridiculous. Is LeBron bigger than Dwight Howard? 52% of the audience said yes. Do you like Daniel Day-Lewis? Please. 56% of the audience said yes. Close. In terms of measuring whether a movie is good or not, are the writers and director more important than the actors? 60% of the audience agrees with Dan. They said yes. Was vinyl a mountain of elephant crap? 67% of the audience said yes. That should be way higher. Which is the funnier sound from Stephen A. Smith? The blueberries?
Hold on a second. Let Mike find it. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Some blueberries.
Or him moaning in pain?
Oh! Oh!
59% of the audience said moaning in pain.
Oh! Oh!
Does Stephen A. Smith scream at the end of his Knicks rant sound like a fatality in Mortal Kombat?
Oh!
83% of the audience said yes.
Oh!
Is the blueberry muffin the best muffin?
Yeah, it is.
52% of the audience said yes.
Blueberries.
Would you buy blueberries from Stephen A?
Blueberries.
51% of the audience said no.
Blueberries.
Really?
Do blueberries stink alone?
Blueberries.
54% of the audience said no. Are you surprised that Mo Spates had more three-pointers last year than Larry Bird did in his career? 58% said yes.
Play Stugotz choking.
Ethan Skolnick continues with us now on the Subway Fresh Take Hotline.
Ethan, are you there?
I am here.
All right.